Hey fellow Vault Wearers, it's Angry Turtle, and today I have for you a full tier list for legendary perks as well as explanation how those are actually working as of today, 2023. So let's start from the worst possible. The F tier, the useless legendary perks. First will be Blood Sacrifice. Very weak effect, even if upgraded to the maximum, the short lasting effect, and it does require a player to die first. So, that's a very bad support perk. You are way better off taking legendary perk that will prevent your death and help your teammates over dying to give them a bonus they will not even notice. The next one, Retribution. Another very weak perk, complicated to use. You do need to successfully block melee attack of your enemy to get a very short and very weak bonus that will give you a little bit of HP and AP. You are way better off popping one food item for way more powerful effect and requiring nothing, so this effect is officially as good as useless. Then we go to tier D, almost useless effect that will be Brawling Chemist. It provides you a special chem with similar effect to Fury. The problem is, it is slow in generating those chems, even upgraded to the maximum. Those chems do not stack with any other, and to be honest, it's less powerful than Psycho Buff. So you are way better off using existing chems for your melee builds, rather than waiting for this one to generate and using it. Very weak for melee, and that's it. Next one, Detonation Contagion, and this one would look like something good. Really high chance for enemies to explode when you kill them with explosive throwable weapon, which is grenade. And I was testing that a lot. I was really hoping for this perk. Unfortunately, the thing is, your grenade will be either too weak to kill anything, in which case this effect will not trigger, or your grenade will be strong enough, therefore killing everything in blast radius. Therefore enemies exploding will be just purely visual, as there is nothing next to them to finish off. The explosive radius is small, way smaller than grenade itself. It is very unlikely, it can happen, but it's very unlikely that this effect will help you with anything. Then we have Power Sprinter, another one from tier D. Yes, it does reduce AP cost for sprinting, but is it ever a problem? It's very rare that sprinting will be a problem and AP cost would be too high. So yes, can help a little tiny bit. That's why D tier. Now we go for tier C. And yes, I put Master Infiltrator here, even though that's one of my favorite. I'm using it a lot. My personal for this perk would be much higher, but to be honest, it is quality of life perk. It allows you to auto open locks and hack terminals, which is super cool, but it's just quality of life. That's why I'm putting it at tier C, which is a little bit useful. Next as well, tier C, collateral damage, mainly due to the fact that chance is quite low and quite often not enough damage to kill all enemies around. So it is some kind of a help, I need to say. It can be helpful, not very powerful. Absolutely the same situation with Far Flank Fireworks, this one in case of range weapons. It's helpful. Now we are going higher, B tier. And here I will put Ammo Factory. It is a very powerful perk. It does stack multiplicatively with other bonuses to crafting ammo, what makes it super good for producing high quantities of ammo. But as well, it's not a combat one, it's quality of life. It saves you on farming. There is more ways to obtain ammo, so I will put it at tier B, although your personal can be higher, possibly. It's good. It's good. Tier B means it is a good legendary perk. The thing is, you could actually swap it in only when you are crafting, then swap it out, what will cost you 1 legendary perk point. Then we have here Exploding Palm, which is good for an armed build. it does a significant, I mean visible, not very high, but visible amount of extra damage to your attacks. Not super powerful, you can live without it. There is a little bit of flash in your face whenever it triggers, that's why I'm putting it at tier B. As well, in the same category, I would put Survival Shortcut. It can be useful. It is quite good, as this can work as a super stim, as a food, as a drink, as disease cure, all in one, generates quite fast. It could have been so much higher if not the fact auto stim effects, born survival and so on cannot use it as a stim pack, so it's manual use only, and that's a big downside, keeping it at tier B, why otherwise it could have go much higher. The same tier will be What Rats, very powerful perk, really good for full health builds. Keep healing your rats, especially full health no power armor builds, super useful. I still keep it at tier B as, to be honest, blooded builds dominate and power armor dominate. So if you are full health with power armor, you probably don't need it. But in this case scenario, when you are using regular armor, you are full health, and you want to go with less management in your build, less aid, What Rats, really good option. And the last perk under tier B, I know I put a lot of perks in this category, Sizzling Style. It is really good. The only thing keeping it at tier B and not A is the fact that fire damage is not so widespread in Fallout 76. You can list mainly Imposter Shipsquatch area of effect fire attack, Falling Ambers on Colossus event, and fire starters. Those will be the main sources of fire damage, and in that cases, Sizzling Style very helpful. It does require a matching set of armor, that's important to remember. And finally we are going for A tier, almost the best, and here we have Funky Dats, just because the Poisonous Cloud is getting more and more popular, your enemies will be using that, and Funky Dats can absolutely stop all those poison damage, even if not upgraded, so you can have this perk at rank 1, it will work great. It does require matching set of armor. And by matching set of armor, I mean like full set of Scout, or full set of Secret Service, or power armor of one type. Then we have Hack and Slash. For melee builds, amazing in VATS, 50% chance to trigger, it will put your melee damage in quite wide area, the full damage, all enemies around will suffer, so very efficient at crowd control. The only downside is the flashbang effect whenever you trigger it in VATS, but it is powerful, it is useful. Problem with VATS that is sometimes a little bit gimmicky is keeping it from going to the highest S tier. So I will keep it at A tier. Very powerful though. In the same time, another one A tier Power Armor Reboot. Very powerful, high chance to trigger, completely neglect a risk of dying basically when your health drops to 0. It will replenish your health back to full. Does not heal your rats, so basically to the level of your rats, your health will be instantly replenished. There is no dying animation. The downside, you cannot use perks that requires a revive, as you will not get revived. Your health bar will be auto-refilled, which is powerful. The problem is that's a chance base, so it's not guaranteed. That's why it cannot go any higher than A tier. But yes, it is powerful perk. Then we have all perks from Legendary Special category. It is basically boosting your available special. You can add more perks with max out card of any kind. It's 5 perk points. It cannot go above 15, unfortunately. And there are better perks than Legendary Special. That's why it's A tier. I know some of you will be tempted to say it's S tier. For me, it's A tier, which is very good. So I'm not under ranking it. This is very good. One exception to maybe mention, it will be like A- for C, for charisma, because if you increase charisma with legendary perk, it does not affect card sharing. So those points will not count towards card sharing, which is probably a bug. Not 100% sure about it, but that's worth to mention here. And finally, S tier. The most powerful, the best choices, the ones you want upgraded early for most cases. Electric Absorption, incredibly powerful for power armor. It does recharge your fusion core, but that's not important part. The important part is it heals you. Wherever you're getting hit with energy damage, you are getting free healing. Way better than any type of other healing, as you don't need to worry about it. Just happening by itself. And as long as there are energy damage enemies, you cannot die. You get more healing than you are receiving damage. So that's absolute S tier. Next one, taking one for the team. Again, absolute S tier. As long as you are getting hit by enemies and you are on a team, this one actually requires a teammate, so we need at least one teammate. All those enemies that attack you will be taking 40% more damage. This is a multiplicative 40% more damage. Amazing for boss fights, soften enemies like crazy, super powerful perk. In the same team, follow through. This one is for sneak characters, does not require a teammates at all, as long as you are hidden or incursion and you hit an enemy. This enemy will be taking 40% more damage. It is multiplicative bonus. It does stack with taking one for the team if you have a teammate that is a tank in front, so you can apply both of those, basically making your enemy taking twice as much damage. That's a super soft enemy in that case. And it lasts for 10 seconds, so it's not a short effect. It's good effect. It's the best effect. So now you let me know. Do you agree with my tier list? Are your favorite different one than what I stated? Do you have more of the perks under the S tier? Or you have just 3, like me? Let me know. This is my tier list. This is how those legendary perks are currently working. Let me know what you think. And as always, thank you a lot for watching and see you in the next one.